What's going on, guys? I'm back. So, I was totally up to it. Finishing this last bit out. Yesterday I got about halfway through this course or this section, and I was beat. I was so tired, and I had a long day, and so this definitely won't be a long session today. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this out. I'm gonna finish this section out. We're halfway through it on 30 out of like 62, 65, something like that. But yeah, so we'll get through those. I think tomorrow I'll probably get on a bit earlier to do the project for that certification project, and then afterwards than that I'll probably take a couple days for the next stream. But yeah, so far so good. Probably gonna wait a little bit for see if some of the usual people show up. Appreciate you guys gathered here so far. So I don't know if I know a lot of you guys don't know, but right now one of my family members is suffering through cancer right now and is having kind of a rough time, so a lot of me and my family are wearing shirts to support her. So yeah, I have her shirt on for this stream today, showing her my support. And hopefully some of the treatments and stuff that she's going through and work out. She's going right now she's going for a possible experimental treatment to see if maybe this will help her out. And so right now we're just kind of hoping and seeing that her insurance will cover it and she will be able to go through and things start to look up for the better on that part. So yeah, so if you guys could say a prayer for her or whatever you guys do, it'd be greatly appreciated, because she has started out with a colon cancer, and now it's kind of moved more into her other organs. So yeah, I'm hoping everything works out well for her, and things start to make a turnaround. But yeah, so me and my family, all of us are wearing our shirts today in support for her. So yeah, we'll probably aside from that, on a higher note, we'll probably be starting this year soon. So looking at it, where did we go? Oh, so we just added IDs to some of our questions for our inputs, and so that's where we kind of left off at. And then we'll probably have to add you know, tie the labels together to the inputs, you know, and just kind of the usual stuff that you do within the forms. So, all right. Let's see. All right, so I think I'll just go ahead and start this through. Start this over to the, see what we're looking at currently. Okay, so as you can see, we just added the inputs right here. I don't know if you can see it, but we add the IDs to that one, to down here, and to down here as well. So now all 4 of these questions for here in the HTML have those IDs. Deflux, how's it going? I'm doing pretty well. Just well, worked for the day, getting stuff going for this. Nice. Well, I appreciate you tuning in, coming over here to you know, join us. I'm trying to get this second part done. So, like I said, this isn't going to be a long session today, like usually the rest of. I'm probably going to. Hey, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, we're going to. It's not going to be like, you know, a usual 2-3 hour stream. Well, honestly, we're halfway through this. I'm probably going to get through this, and then I'll save the majority of the stream for tomorrow when we have to do the certification project for the next one. And then I'll take the next couple days to, you know, just enjoy kind of some time off. Yep. Flexbox we actually did in... what was that? I believe we did that 2 sessions ago. Yeah, because we did typography and accessibility. We're still working on accessibility right now. But yeah, about 2 sessions ago, we worked with Flexbox and started getting the introduction to that. So now we're building a quiz site on this, on FreeCodeCamp. All right, so, and those are up on YouTube if you ever want to kind of look at that, see like the past progress we've done. But, so let's see what the next kind of thing is to see what we're going for on the next lesson here. So, not required for label elements with the nested input is still best practice to implicitly link a label with its corresponding input. Okay, right. So we'll add the fors. We'll tie the labels to these inputs with the for attribute. So I put the ID here. So for this first one, we'll do the for Q1 dash A1. Then we'll do a for this one with the Q. Oh, gosh damn it. For the Q2 dash. Oh no, this would still be the question. Question 1 A2. Alright, and then for this one down here, we will do the for the Q2 dash A1. And here we go. The last one, we'll do a for here for Q2 q2-a2. All right, so tie these together. Good on that. So remember, whenever to tie these together, you have to use an ID in the full of the input, and then a 4 for the label. So the name is what's actually given to a value whenever you submit this. Like when you hit the submit button and it sends it to that address. On that side, it'll actually show the values of whatever you give the name of those inputs, and it'll give the value as well, or store those values over. Kind of both. So background a little bit. I have a bachelor's in software development, so I've pretty much been doing this for a while. But you know, there's a lot of different reasons, because I definitely want to, you know, finally use my degree and use, you know, the skill sets I'm learning, because to go into a better kind of field than what I'm in currently. Do I? No. So I actually earned my degree a couple of years back, but I ended up getting a different position for it. So now I'm just kind of in my free time, you know, building my portfolios and stuff up, and building my, you know, projects up, and, you know, learning with the community. You know, I feel like this would be the best way to do it. So yeah, and FreeCodeCamp offers like certificates for every single different area. So this right here is responsive web design, but you also have JavaScript, and you know, you have one for Python, and you have cybersecurity, just different ones. But Blazor, is that a framework? Oh, okay. So C#. So I assume, is this just like .NET and ASP.NET Core? C# and HTML developed by Microsoft. Okay. So yeah, if it's developed by Microsoft, it has to be similar. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, this might be that could be something cool to like look at later. I know ASP.NET might be something I wanna look. So, does this simplify that then? Like the whole .NET and ASP.NET core? Wow. Okay. See, the thing is with Blazor though, it's okay. So React, there's actually another certificate through here that's gonna have React as well. So, and our Angular teams. So that's the thing I gotta ask though, is, you know, I haven't really heard too much of Blazor, and I haven't heard it around here too much. So I take it this is a new framework that's just kind of been released. Okay. Yeah, so you still kind of have, if you're wanting to put this into development with other people, like other businesses and stuff, you'll have to pitch it, because I'm sure a lot of people aren't really too familiar. Yeah, that's true. That's weird, because all I've heard was, you know, ASP, like, you know, .NET. I've never heard people use the Blazor framework for it though. So you're right, I've heard of a lot of people using .NET. And it's using C# behind. Yeah. Okay. Is a combination mutation of the words browser and razor. Oh, single page application development framework. Okay. So yeah, it's like ASP, not ASP, like React, Vue, Angular. It's another framework. Huh. That's pretty cool. So I'll have to write that down and check it out sometime. Maybe after, you know, after kind of going through FreeCodeCamp, maybe I might stop over there and see what Blazor has to offer as well. Well, if we get to that point, you know, and you know, you're still offering the assistance for it and want the kind of like crash course, you know, it'd be good to get you up on the stream, maybe like on the Discord, and you know, kind of walk us through, you know, what you know about it, because that'd be pretty cool. I mean, shit, I'd love to, you know, learn more stuff if it, you know, helps make things easier. Yeah, I'm just taking a quick note for later. So yeah, I will definitely have to check this out more, and it'd be another good thing to put a, you know, feather in the hat, as some people would say. All right, so I'm gonna break back from that, and I'll save that for another discussion. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to over here and see if we can knock this out. But yeah, I'll definitely have to check that Blazor out. And yeah, I appreciate you sharing that, because I think someone mentioned it but didn't really know it really existed, because they didn't really touch too hard on it. But yeah, that's cool. So alright, so we'll submit this, get the label limits such as the input comes before the text, right? Such that, okay, so they're gonna pretty much put stuff in here before anyway, so I'll just put this is, oh wait, after. So yeah, true. And then right here, false. There we go. Then the next on here, false. Okay, so we add those. Oh, we gotta do the value. Okay, so value, true, value, false. We'll do here, true. Oh no, we gotta do the value. So true. Okay, and then this one will be false. Okay. There we go. So, there we go. Cool. So now we have the value for true or false in these. And of course, you can choose both of these. So these are going to have a name with the same, have a value with the same name on it. Please. Alright, so we'll submit this. Cool. And, you know, I gotta say, like, you know, I really appreciate you guys, you know, when you guys give me feedback and, you know, procure, you know, more ideas and stuff to, like, look at and, you know, look forward to, because I think that's pretty cool. And not only does it help me, like, be able to branch out, but it, you know, it helps everyone here that's viewing as well to, you know, kind of check it out and get into the field a bit more. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, if we click on the radio buttons, yeah, so we need to make a name. One input from a pair can be selected at a time, so we gotta put a name to this. So let's do a name, and we will have the name be TF question 1. TFQ true false. I'll just put the H-TF for true false. So for the HTML, true false, Q1. Alright, so, and then we'll put the name here as well. So, name. And then we will give this the same. So, H-TF-Q1. Alright, and then we will do the same with this naming convention, naming scheme. Put this here. Yeah, I usually like to keep the ID, it'll probably change it itself, but I usually like keeping the ID ahead of everything else, typically, but the type is fine. Okay, so name, and we'll give this one the H-TF question 2. And then this one will have a name as well with H-TF question 2. So that should give the value for this. So now, when we choose one, only one should be selected this time. Cool. We're good. So let's go ahead and submit that. Alright, so now to prevent unnecessary repetition, target the before pseudo element of the P element and give it a content property of question number. Okay, so we want to do the P before, and then give it a content. Question number. Huh. Well, that's pretty neat. Yeah, there's a lot of things that they just don't teach you, like, in college. Like, a lot of things you just kind of find out through a lot of stuff. You just learn mostly the fundamentals of things. But yeah, it's good to see like sites like this that give you more in depth. Knowledge. So where does that fit in? So for the 1, obviously we have the header, we have, yeah, there it is, the P element for here. And so before the P elements, they want to have a before. So right here. So that's cool. Oh, hold on. Give me a minute. Yeah, you can come in. Okay, just take it off.
I can't.
Oh, okay, come here. I'll take it off for you. Well, hold on. I need to figure out where the. Oh. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hold on a second. There you go. Okay, hold on. Good. There you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Love you.
Where's Brett?
I don't know. Good night, honey. Love you too. Okay. So where was I? I never went to college. It was too expensive for me. And dude, it's fine. I mean, a lot of people can do this without, having a whole college degree. But college did help me just understand a lot more fundamentally what to do. And yeah, these kids are cute. So I have to. All right. All right. So putting that question beforehand. And there we go. I'm done on that. Yeah, I mean, if you can do a lot of the things without having to do things without having to spend like a ton of money, and you're dedicated enough, I say go for it. Like, there's a lot of people that haven't gone to college that still made it, but there's just some people that want to have that piece of paper in their hand, and some people just need that extra push, and have someone kind of, that structure of going to class and, continuing that education. And it's self-motivating, but it's also having teachers and that sort of stuff, also, and grades and all that stuff motivating you as well. So some people thrive in that. And, not everyone needs it. It helps. It definitely helps when in certain jobs that are actively only seeking that. But, if you can make a good portfolio and you're doing, you make things look really cool, and you have something to show to say, hey, I know what I'm talking about, then, I mean, there's no reason why they can't, look at you. So yeah, I would definitely pursue where that works out the best for you, or anyone for that matter. So, like, for instance, like, if you continue like this FreeCodeCamp and you never went to college, but you do this kind of stuff, if you get a lot of these certs and you just start racking them up and then start building your own projects, and then you apply for like, so many different positions, and then eventually you'll get like that, that one interview that, wants to see what you can produce. And so when you actually go in there and you just do like a project. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, people get the wrong idea. A lot of people think that you need to make enough to get my. Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people have the wrong idea of, hey, I have to make a ton of projects and I have to show off all these projects at once. And I think that's just not true. I mean, it helps, your own self-development. But I think what the biggest thing you should do is when you're going for like an interview or something like that, you make one project, one really good project that you put a lot of effort into and use all a lot of your skill sets that you've learned throughout your other smaller projects. Make that one, bring it to you. well, basically just show what you can do. Just basically, even if it doesn't fully fleshed out like your project, like you're saying was broken or didn't work as much, it still shows them that you are dedicating that time and effort into doing something that they could benefit from. And then other people, like if they have already a team, they always have someone that could help guide you in the better direction. They can make you do smaller tedious tasks, and then eventually once you start getting to a good comfortable position, they'll start giving you bigger things to work with. So when you start going into a position, I think I mentioned this in another video or another session, don't assume that you're gonna go in there and you're gonna just start making tons of stuff. Like the biggest thing you're gonna do is when you get in there is learn. You're gonna pretty much shadow, and you're going to do the smaller stuff. You're gonna probably do like little kind of things until you build yourself up. I mean, there's some companies that they do throw you in the water like that, and sometimes, truth be told, sometimes it doesn't work out, because it could be their first job. So, and they're expecting you to make like all these big things. But if you're driven enough, you could make it work by Stack Overflow and sites, and finding all the things that are confusing to you. And eventually you could work your way up to producing what they want and what they need. But it's better to find a job that has like a team environment, and that you can learn from, and that you can you can thrive in. So I think that would actually, not only is it beneficial, you get a lot more with not just the teamwork aspect, but you also get a lot more experience, and you get to just pretty much work your way up into a good sitting position where you feel comfortable. But yeah, when you're in an interview, you want to make one good project of all you do, and then you can even make printouts and show them your interviewers, like, hey, I've developed this project, this is what it does, and like just explain stuff about the project, like what you did, what the framework is, what just these smaller things, and just get them engaged and interested of like, wow, this person actually knows what they're talking about, and we can develop him and we can train him. Like we don't have to train him as much because he already has a good foundation to get what we want out of them. So yeah, so talk about what you can do, talk about what you want to do, and don't always stay fixed on that job, because just don't be like disheartened and like just stop looking and just telling yourself you're not good enough, because that's just one area. And I mean, there's tons and tons of other jobs you can look at. So, and that's the best thing about programming And like this field is, you know, it's so broad, and there's so much things that you can learn that, you know, if one area doesn't fit you, you can go into another area. So even if you like programming and web development isn't your thing, you can always move to like C Sharp, or you know, you can do Python, or, you know, Java. You can make like mobile applications, you can make web applications, you can make, you know, desktop applications for like, you know, tons of different companies. And, you know, a lot of these things don't require a degree. If like you can make a really good project and show, like, you know, some of the, you know, the people, your interviewers, that you know what you're doing, you know, you can slide past there. I mean, you know, you probably have to work a little bit harder, but it's not impossible. So anyway, going off a little bit off the rails on that. I I'm only on, you know, 34, so I gotta keep trucking on this. So I want to get through this this lesson while we can. But it's good. It's all good, valuable information to kind of to know this. And, you know, I've had a lot of people that have been like in those type of jobs, and, you know, have had those interviews, and, you know, going off of a lot of past tutorials, and, like, you know, kind of inputs from other developers, you know, they're actively, you know, in the wild, kind of giving tips. These are like all just different kinds of things that I've gathered. So it's a good thing to you know these and to relay. All right, so we're done at 34, moving to 35. The final section of this quiz will contain a drop down and a text box. So begin by nesting a div. Okay. So we'll nest a div in here. Div element class, form row. Okay. And so we'll do this, and then it wants 4 divs with a question block and answer. Okay, so div class question block slash div. Okay, div class. Oh my gosh, if I can just answer. Okay. Alright, and then go ahead and copy this. Alright. Alright, so now we have one that's a form row. We have 2 question blocks and 2 answer blocks. Alright. Elements nest 1 label element and give the label elements text content. Okay. In the question. Okay, so label. Label. Okay. So we'll throw this in here. Throw this in here. Now, mind you, I'm not going to put a whole lot of effort into these because these are going to be automatically filled in. So I'm just going to say question 1 question 2. Okay. So go ahead. Yeah, see? It already fills those in. Okay, so within the answer elements, this one required select element with 3 option elements. Okay, so select, and then select, and then 3 options. So option, option, option. Okay, then we'll close this. Option, oops, and then option. All right, first option is going to be, oh, okay, so this is gonna have the value of blank, select an, oh, so select and, king it, option, okay. The second one will be a value of yes, and then we have a value of no, and then so yes and no. Okay. Oh. They want these capitalized, of course. Okay, so and so they are required. So this select attribute has to have a required. There we go. So you have to select an option, and there you go. Oh, you probably can't see it because that's in the way. That is one of the downsides of these, but yeah, so you can see right here. Okay, so select an option. All right, so go to the next one. 38, length of first label. Element to select element, give the select element a name attribute. Okay, so 4, and we'll say Q1. I'll say C for CSS. Q1. Question 1. And then I'll see A1. See what that. See what that. It should be okay. If not, we'll just change it around. Oh. C dash question 1 dash A1. Okay. Oh, duh. Okay. So, right, because you need to connect it. What? Oh, okay. Duh, you can't name it from a name attribute. You have to have it with an ID. I'm dumb. So, hold on a second. So, the name, this should be question 1. A1, and then the ID will be, hold on, I think I have that backwards, and I do have it backwards. Okay, so this is backwards. I need to put this in the name right here, and then for this, I need a question 1 A1. There we go. Alright, you should get the selected one ID matching. Oh yeah, because I took this one. That's right. Yeah, because I didn't tie it. So now it's tied. Okay. So now this should give, like whenever you see it on the back and when this submits, it will submit for the CSS question 1A1. It'll give the value of nothing, yes or no. Okay, so in the answer, we're gonna nest a text area field. Okay. Nest one text element within the second div answer. Okay, and set the number of rows and column it has. Then give the text area placeholder describing an example. Is it call and rows? Or is it row? Is that right? I don't know if that's right. I'll have to look. Type your answer here. Okay. A rows attribute. Okay. So it's not row, it's rows. Or, and is there calls? Yeah, it's for columns. Okay, so I just didn't add the S on these. Okay, it's not gonna keep that, is it? Okay. So 5 rows, 24 columns, which makes sense. And the place, okay. As with other input and label elements, link the text area to its corresponding label and a name attribute. Ah, here we go. There it is. So 4. This would be C dash question 2 or question 1 dot R dash A2. So that's for here, and then this has an ID of C. Yeah, C dash question 1 dash A2 with a name of, oh my gosh, there we go, question 1 dash A2 okay, check, there we go. Or wait a minute, did I get that mixed? It doesn't even really matter, it just changes anyway. So don't forget to give your form a submit button, right? So right here, so input type submit, submit, and self-closing tag with an ID of submit. Oh, and yeah, so is it value? There we go. Okay, so that is done. So now we have a submit button. Two final semantic HTML elements for this project are the footer address elements. The footer is the container, obviously, so footer. Okay. After the main element, add one footer and nest an address within it. Okay, check the code. There we go. So within the address, so we could, just copy paste, but we're learning, so we would definitely want to just go ahead and write it out. Camp BR. Okay, and then San Francisco BR, and then you got California BR. So if you haven't noticed, the BR is a break, and it breaks it to a new line, and then USA. So you can't see this yet. Since we're near towards the bottom, I'm gonna kind of move this a little bit and put this back where it kind of was. Okay. Save. All right, so see, now we have our footers down here. So the FreeCodeCamp, San Francisco, California, USA. So now we can check it. That's good. Alright, the address element does not have to contain a physical geographical location. It can be used to provide a link to the subject. So wrap a link around the text FreeCodeCamp. So href for hyperreference, and then https freecodecamp.org. Close that, and then add /a. There we go. So there you go. You have your address, and now you have the hyperlink for FreeCodeCamp. Okay. So probably the majority of this is going to be, CSS after we get done these, and just, modifying the layout. Which I was right. My parents are painting their wall, and they're wanting an opinion on paint. Probably a lot. I don't know what would be the best for that. What would you say, hon? Paint. That would match that. In the back there. I thought about this one or this one. I can't decide which would probably be better. I told them they should just make this the whole area, because they're gonna make espresso in the back. This one. If you want to take a look, they have these tiles of like different paints right here. So they have like a lighter one, slightly darker, more darker, and then the darkest. And it's trying to match this color in the background up here. know. I can't figure out which one is better. So my wife says it's the darkest one. That looks better. I think that. There we go. So that's all done. Sorry, kind of a little ADHD moment. But they needed an opinion. Okay, so select the list elements with the navigation bar and give them the following styles. Okay, so within the nav, we will do the LI elements, and then so we'll make the color hashtag DFDFE2. Okay. Margin be 0.2 REM. There we go. Padding will be 0.2 REM. And then display block. Yeah, so that gets rid of all those dots up here at the top. Okay. Flex, justify off. So space nav, the width is 50%, 300 pixels. Okay. Okay, so the header is 100%, the height's 50, make it the same. Okay, so I'm starting to see some patterns here. So you want the nav and the header to be kind of the same height. Definitely want to give it ease. So we'll go to the next one. On top of a visual accessibility, contrast between elements is a key factor. Contrast between the text and the background of a heading should be at least 4.5 to 1 ratio. Change the font color of all the anchor elements within the list elements to something with a contrast ratio of at least 7:1. Okay, so A. So within the list, yep. Elements. It wants the color contrast ratio of 7.1. I doubt that there's a... Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Text in the background. So if it's... I would say white would actually be okay for this. Oh. right because direct descendants. So there we go. Huzzah! So now we got info, HTML, and CSS up here. And then the nav, UL, the list are all displaying as a block. UL, the unor list is displaying as a flex and spacing evenly, and then the nav. Okay. So these three things are pretty essential to know. Is these like for your nav bar, including the A. But yeah, if you're wanting to make a good nav bar, this is a good layout right here to go with. To make the navigation button look more like typical buttons, remove the underline from the anchor tags. So create a new selector targeting navigation list elements so when the cursor hovers over them, the background color and text color are switched. Okay. Okay, from the anchor tag, color inherit. Oh. Because it's inheriting the color from the list right here. So it's just in color. Okay. So I'm getting that. So, border. Aha, I got it. Bottom. 0. Nope. Wait. Nope. I made it 0. Is text decorate? No. How do you remove that stupid bottom? Border. Alright, I need to do with every little thing that you have trouble with to the internet. So remove underline from link CSS. Okay, so remove it. Remove it. Yeah, I get that. How? Bro, just... Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Joshim? Joshim White? I think that's how it's pronounced. Sorry if I butchered that. I did my best. Okay, so I need to figure out how the hell do I... Text decoration. So I was right. It was the text decoration. I should have just went with it. I should have just tried it. See what would happen. Oh well. It was a weak moment. It was a text decoration. Alright. Then create a new selector targeting navigation list items so that when the cursor hovers over them, so nav, UL, and then the list, and cover. Background color. White. Oh, wait. Inherit. And then color would be I know that's probably gonna not be good, but it should be, right? Is it double or is it one? I can't remember. There we go. So I'm just gonna put that as white. There's that, and it inherits the color from the back. So there we go. It's probably not exactly, so yeah, I have to give it specifically that color. So the DFE2. So it's not exactly white, but it's kind of a grayish color. You should give the hovered element a color of. What the hell are you talking about? Oh my gosh. So 1B, 1B, 3, 2. Oh, wait a minute. Crap. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. I gotta put this in here. Okay. So we'll do that with the color. And then we're gonna take this regular color and we're going to just throw that in there. There we go. Are you serious? Oh. Well, when I see this, when I was already hovering it, it was already giving me a pointer, so like, I didn't know. I know, right? CSS is really kicking my butt right now. Getting the nitty-gritty things, but I mean, if I were just thinking up the idea, I probably should have done this anyway, so I mean, like, ugh. CSS sucks, but it's the best way to decorate and all this stuff, so it's kinda, it's necessary. Yeah. Well, right now we're beginning. Once you can, we haven't gotten to SAS yet, but once we are in SAS, I think that's another certification on here. So when we get to there, we should be able to actually learn about SAS as well. So we're not there yet, not there. But yes, SAS is something I briefly learned at some point, and it was pretty easy. It was pretty good. Being able to use variables and store them and, you know, place those in certain areas. So instead of having to type all this in, you could literally just put a variable in here. So yes, there are a lot of good benefits. Yes. Exactly. I know when you're learning this kind of stuff, it takes a little bit to get used to things. Yeah, throw this in here real quick. Yep, been there, done that. So this is done. 48, tidy up the header by using flexbox to put space between the children and vertically center them. So top of the viewport. And then fix it. See, some of this stuff I don't even think we've done yet. And I think it's wanting us to go online and look up how we do some of these things, because I feel like it hasn't actually showed how to do some of these. I mean, obviously the flex box, like display flex. Oh, that's redundant. It's already got it. Oh, using flexbox to okay. So okay, stupid. So justify content space evenly. There we go. And then align items vertically. Align items. Is that? Oh, duh. I was sitting there, I was like, what the heck? Okay, there we go. So align items, and we will do that center. There we go. And we would, and then fix the header to the top of the viewport. So, sure. Okay, so position fixed. Space between. Uh-huh. Aha, okay. Gotcha, I gotcha, I'm following. Oh. Okay. I guess we haven't gone to position yet, so that's why I was confused. But the margin top would be 0. There we go. Okay, so I guess... Okay. I guess I was right. Oh. Just giving it the top. Okay. There we go. Fixing it directly at the top. So if you're using the position, you can use the top, bottom, whatnot, and just be able to fix it where you want it. Sheesh. Okay. So we're good on that. So now, whenever we scroll or anything, well, whenever we do, if it's fixed, you can actually scroll, and this will actually scroll with the page if it's set to fixed. When the screen is small, H1 does not wrap its text content how it should. Align the text for H1 element in the center. So text align center. Then give the main. And then the main, it wants padding. The student info section header can be seen. Okay. So, oh, I guess I kind of want padding. So we can do 1 EM for in, but I kind of want 1 REM. No. 5 EM. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So it wants it 25 pixels on the top. All right. So we'll submit that. So some people say that, you know, web development is easier and it's great, but sometimes it can be a real pain. Whereas like in console applications using C#, you know, C++, Python, those sort of things, all you have to do is just write the code out and just take inputs and all that kind of stuff, depending on what you're doing. So I will rebuke that and say that it is, depending what you're doing, can be a bit more challenging. So, okay. So on the small screens, the unordered list on the navigation bar overflows the right side of the screen. So flex to wrap the contact. Flex. Wrap. Is it flex wrap? I believe that's right. Wrap the content and then set the following. Okay, so align items center, padding inline start 0. Margin block 0. Height 100%. I think this just takes care of it when it's wrapped, maybe? Not for sure. So if I do this and it starts going, okay. So if it's this big, it'll do this. Okay, so kind of noticed that. How about the top it changes. Alright, next challenge. So we'll go ahead and we'll set the width. So section elements, their width container, their parent containers. So width 80%. Then use margins to set a section. Okay, so margin. Margins to set the section element. Adding. Okay, so top 0. And then we'll do auto. And then we will do 10 pixels for the bottom. Oh, also ensure the section elements cannot be larger than 600 pixels in width. So max width be 600 pixels. There we go. So it can't be less. There we go. Well, that's good. Now it's squishy. Yeah, so that way it's not larger. So we set to 80%, put it in the middle, and then make the max with 60 or 600. Replace the top margin with Replace the top margin of the H2 elements with 6 pixels of top padding. Padding top 60 pixels. Oh. Okay. Okay, so it spaced this one, and this one out. Okay. So, okay. Add padding to the top and left. So padding. Oh. The info. Elements. And set the other, so padding. Top and left. With 0, so top, right, bottom, 0 left, 1 EM. There we go. And I'm sure it changed it. So 10 pixels, 5 pixels, okay. 10 pixels, 5 pixels. Give the form row elements top margin and left right padding. The other padding value should be 0. So margin. So 10 pixels. Top. Top margin, elements, top margin, and left and right padding. So top 0, 0, 0, and then padding. It wants left and right padding. So 0, and then the left and right padding will be 10 pixels. You should use an input selector to target the input on. Oh. And then input elements. Increase the font size for all input elements. So font size should be, what's the current? 1 REM. That should be good. Because I just want to take the current size and then I want to bump it up by 1 more. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff. So when we start doing these projects, they might not all be this good. Just forewarning, when we start doing like the certificate projects, I'm gonna try my best. But you know, some of us are not extremely well. I mean, we've been going through all these, so it should be decent. See what happens. Submit. Look more inline. Target only the input elements with. Okay. So input, and then dot info. And set the width to 50%. And text align left. Okay. Oh yeah, because this is the info and you want the stuff inside of it, so. And no. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay. Now I gotta look and find where the info is. Well, there's one. So the div class info, student name. Okay, so the info is up here. It's these right here. Yes. Okay. Okay. So that's done. Text aligning left. Target all label elements with info elements within info elements. So, dot info, and then label, and the width will be 10%. Oh my God! There we go. Okay, and make it so they do not take up less than 55 pixels. I think this is what it means, right? There we go. Minimum width. So it can't go any less than 55. Yikes. I don't think there's a minimum width for those. Whew. Alright. So, I didn't think this was going to last as long as it has. But we ended up having a few more discussions, and, you know, that were very beneficial and interesting. So, I'm pretty excited for that. And we have, you know, we've been able to learn a few more things. Alright, anyway, to align the input boxes with each other, set the display property to inline block for all input and label elements with info elements. So input and label. So dot info input and dot info label. So display inline block. There we go. Align the label elements text to the right. Text line. And, you know, it's easy to, you know, have something tell you what to do and walk it through. But once you actually start doing it, you know, you have to like try to input things and see what things work and, you know, if they do work or not. So there's a lot of troubleshooting as well. And you kind of just have to determine for yourself how it's going to look. So, all right. 58. To neaten the question block elements, set the following CSS properties. So, question block. text align. Mostly you're gonna make a lot of these classes after, like I said, you can make a class for each, item, and you could do it that way. But mostly if you're wanting to decorate and do all these kind of stuff, most of the time you're just gonna make stuff. You're gonna do all the basic boilerplate. You're gonna make everything, with HTML. And then when you start looking and say, okay, I want to do things with these specific items, you're gonna start creating the CSS. You're gonna make it, the selectors, and then you're gonna go into HTML, and then you're gonna start adding, those classes, or vice versa. So it's never gonna be like this easy, where you're just like, okay, you're gonna plug in these, you're gonna plug in these. I mean, you can if you plan it out well enough, but most of the time, our minds are programmed to, design and think outside the box. So you're gonna always want to keep looking. You're always gonna want to modify things, and you're always gonna want to put things in there at last minute that might seem very beneficial. So know that it's not always going to be this simplistic. It's just, you're the designer, you put it however you want, or however the customer kind of requires of what they're wanting for for their project. So text align, left, display block width be 100%, margin top 20 pixels, padding top be 5 pixels. All right, and so it kind of redeveloped this this question space. It looks pretty good. So we go to the next one. Make the paragraph elements appear as a higher priority with the following CSS properties. So margin top 5 pixels, padding left 15 pixels, font size 20 pixels. There you go. See, now it makes these the paragraph elements stand out a little bit more. Okay. All right, check it. There we go. Is it useful to see the default border around the field set elements during development? It is useful. However, it might not be the style you want, so we can remove this by question elements and remove the border bottom. So border bottom. Remove the border and bottom padding. Oh, so border would be 0. And then padding bottom 0. There we go. Oh, so have 0. Okay, so none. Same thing. Okay. Makes it 0. Oof. Alright, 61. Remove the default styling for the list items of the answers list. List. Remove the default styling for the list items. Is that text? Another text? decoration. None. Text to list style. There we go. Okay, I was sitting there and I was like, how did we do this? So it's the list style. And remove the unordered list padding. Unordered list padding. There we go. Okay, give the submit button. So the following CSS properties. So submit. Wait, if we want the submit button, it'd be the input. Well, we already gave it an ID, so we could do submit. And then for the submit button, we can put the display block, margin, just throw it in there. Alrighty. So, evidently something is amiss. You know what? Let's just do this. Input, get the type, and we're gonna get the submit. There we go. Where the hell? No, it should be submit. Alright, now I need to look at this submit button real quick. Oh, where are you? Oh, this is an input. So the button with a type of submit. There we go. Alright. So the button with the type of submit, gonna display block, margin auto, border. There we go. So as you can see, oh, well, you probably can't see it too much now, but let me edit my view. Alright, so you can see now. You can see here that the submit button is now the way that we want it. So we'll go ahead and check. You should use the button element selector. Okay, so why would I want to do that? I've already did it. Are all buttons gonna look like this? Okay, whatever. Do what it wants. So we'll set the footer background color. So the footer background color set to 2A40. Okay. So we add that. Here we go. And use flexbox to horizontally center the text. So display flex. Horizontally, so a content center. There we go. There we go. Now, you can't see it, but it is here. We'll probably have to change that here a little bit. So now we can now read the text, obviously. Target the footer and the anchor element. So footer, footer with the anchor element. And set the font color to color adequate contrast ratio. So footer. Oh, no. Color. And we will set this to white. That doesn't make sense. There we go. So there's FreeCodeCamp right there. Oh, so it needs both. Stupid. Okay, so footer and that. So target the footer and the anchor element. Okay, so there we go. All that. I tell you, just wording. Wording is like a hard thing for me sometimes. So check that, submit. Horizontally center all the text within the address element and add some padding. So the address element. So text, align, center. Okay. And let's add some padding of 10 pixels. There we go. So now we have a padding down here. Here we go. And was I right? So if I go down here and I look at the padding, address, okay, it went 0.3 EM. Okay, whatever. So should jump the viewport to the relevant section. However, this jumping can be disorienting for some users. So we have to do a, okay. So this is a cool thing, and this is relatively new to me. And this is when you click on these up here, and when you click on them, it just takes you straight there where you want it. However, that's pretty jarring. So the cool thing is, and this is really cool, so it'll actually modify the scroll behavior so it's less jarring, and this is neat. So click on the navigation link, have this jump, select all elements, and set the scroll behavior to smooth. So if we're gonna do that, scroll behavior smooth. All right, so what we did there, adding the asterisk for all elements, and then the scroll behavior smooth. Now watch this. So now when that we've done that, if we click on one of these, it just, you can scroll back up, and it scrolls there for you. So you don't have to scroll down. It just kind of slowly scrolls down where you want to, and then stops where the section is at. Really cool. Really neat stuff. So, all right, so we'll submit, go to the next challenge, 67. And here we go with the @media selectors. So certain types of motion-based animations can cause discomfort for some users, in particular people with vestibular disorders. In particular, people with vestibular disorders have sensitivity to certain motion triggers. The media @ has a media feature called prefers reduced motion to set CSS based on the user's preferences. It could take one of the following values, so reduce or no preference. So wrap the style rule that sets scroll behavior smooth. Style rule, okay. So we'll put a @media, and then with prefers reduced motion, and then no preference set as the value. Okay. So we check this. Okay. Okay. So that works. So accessibility, people are having those issues. You can do that. Now I gotta remember some of the things here. So you have a. So I remember when we did day of birth. We did a lot of things with that. For the class SR only, for screen reader. Okay, and then we hid that span. Yeah. I mean, it's okay, we're gonna forget like some things, and you'll probably have to come back and look at some things. It's just natural. The more you start doing things, the more you'll start to understand. Alright. Finally, the navigation accessibility can be improved by providing keyboard shortcuts. The access key attribute accepts a space separate list of access keys. For example, give each of the navigation buttons a single letter access key. So, no, it is not always advised to use access keys, but they can be useful. So, an access key. If I do this, okay, so access key, and for info we'll do the I access key, this will be H, and then for this access key will be C. Okay, so now if we press these on here, H, C, okay, hold on a minute. Okay, H, I, H, C, okay, huh. Okay. Alright, so that finishes that up. And now we are on a tribute page. Alright. And so we will do this later in the next session. Yeah. We're actually hitting exactly the 2-hour mark for this, which I didn't think we were gonna do, but here we are. We have a few other discussions going on, and just kind of talking about some of the just some cool additional things. We've also have a few additional members that followed, so I'm very grateful for that. And I'm sure they'll be able to provide the stuff that they know as well later on that will contribute to helping everyone out. So yeah. Yeah. So just 2 blank sheets. So yeah, we will go ahead and do all of this stuff later. Like I said, we can probably finish up this certification page tomorrow. And then I'll probably have a break for a couple days and then start back up again for the next section. But yeah, I think we're in a good spot. So, all right, I appreciate you guys, sticking by and helping finishing this up. Thank you, Deflux Streams and Joshin White. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that super correctly, but hopefully I'm doing the best. So, all right, we will go ahead and continue the tribute page in the next section. I look forward to working with you guys then. And once again, I have made the Discord for this, so you guys can feel free to do that. The Discord links are going to be in the videos description up on YouTube, so you can go check those out. I could put the next stream. I could probably put them at the top so you can see it if you need to access that. More than welcome. But yeah. All right. You all have a good night. I will see you again later. Nice chatting with you guys. All right.